A year ago, I did this exact video that took me through my 2024 review and how to prepare going into 2025. Now I'm going to be here for 2026, going into next year. How are we going to go into next year in the best way possible? And I'm going to take you through an exact tutorial of how to review your full year in 2025 and ensure you go into 2026 in the best way possible. So let's get straight into this one. This is my review from last year. I'm going to quickly go through it. I did set 2025 goals. We're going to see if I've met them goals or if I fell short on them. Last year was a good year, and overall, I was just hammering challenges. I was still taking different challenges, trying to get accustomed to different prop firms, and I learned a lot. But at the end of the day, I lost money. So I did not make money, even though I did receive about £2,000 or nearly $3,000 in payouts, and I passed 2 accounts in 2024. I did quite good, and it was a very different year to this year. I had a lot more drawdown this year, but going through last year, this exact template will be chucked into my Discord as a copy for free, so make sure you guys join that if you haven't already. Loads of free value in there, obviously helping out you guys get into next year in the best way possible. All in all, last year was pretty damn good. 22R in 8 months, that's when I started this strategy. That's when I started taking bigger challenges on prop firms, 100Ks, 200Ks. And I spoke about what strengths I made. And there was loads of positives to take from that year overall. I had a lot of issues before psychologically, trying to manage trades, over-risking, over-leveraging. That I didn't do last year. I built up consistency. I wouldn't say I was consistently profitable. I would say at least a year needs to be had for that. I had 4 or 5 trade loss streaks, come back from it, tracked all the trades, not traded when I knew I wasn't ready to trade. I lost a lot of funding and continued to trade through alpha. Had 5 payouts and I passed 200K's worth of challenges. But there was also a lot of things I wanted to rectify going into next year, and one of them was obviously going out the weekends, not being ready for a Monday morning, not being sure on prop firm rules, which can obviously make you foul or blow challenges or get banned from prop firms. Didn't have enough of a fundamental understanding, was trading counter trend and checking the charts too much. Going into next year, that's the whole point. You're setting intentions for next year. Can you make sure that the weaknesses you're setting for the current year are going to be rectified during the next year? So I had goals for 2025 and we're going to talk through them now. I wanted $1 million in funding, and I've ticked off everything I've achieved this year. So I managed to hit that FTMO5 as max allocation. I passed funded next. But the other 200K funded next, which would give me 300K, for example, was obviously 3 or 2 pips off. Did not pass that, passed funding rock. So first of all, did I achieve the $1 million in funding? I still could to finish this year. Obviously, we've still got half a month left. But coming to the Christmas period, I'm not going to force anything, so I'm assuming I haven't. So I've missed that goal, but I fell short of 200K, 175K. To be honest, at the end of the day, I've managed to 8x my funding, so I'm not bothered about that at all. 100K in payouts, I got nowhere near that this year, to be real. We're going to go through my exact results in the next page here, but we can just see there, you know, these were the goals I was setting, 2, 3, 4, 5% months. And I think I've realised at this point, it's not really about hitting 5%, 4% or 3% per month. You know, 2% is a really good month. On a 0.5 risk, it's 4R every month, that's 50R a year. And that was my goal as well, was to put payouts into live account, which I have still not got 20K in my live account, which is nearly $30,000. But I am looking to grow that a lot next year. We'll go through the goals for 26 as well. After this, 50R year. I've got about 20R this year, which I am a little bit disappointed of, not going to lie. I've made profit, which is something I can't really go back on and say I didn't have a good year, because I did. I actually really enjoyed trading this year. It was really difficult with Trump and stuff. And I've proved again that I've got consistency. So in that aspect, I'm very happy. But I did worse this year in 12 months than I did in 8 months last year, which is a lot to take in because I personally feel like I've become a lot better of a trader. But that did not quite work out. As for 2025, I did want a trading community of 10 members. Now, looking out for next year, I will be launching something. So keep an eye out for that. Very, very excited to actually help traders out one-to-one. And I wanted to hit that 1 year consistent profitability by May. And I also wanted to have 5,000 subs before I did that. So only recently have I started thinking about this, which obviously, again, I've not achieved that goal. But these goals have been achieved now for me to start working on that. 2025 review is what everyone is obviously waiting to see. If you are sitting here right now and you cannot put in all the challenges, the cost of the challenges, all your payouts, the amount of refunds you've got, all the funding you've acquired, every loss, every win, if you cannot put that into a 2025 2-3 page review, you are doing something wrong. The reason why I say this, and I don't say it lightly, is because I don't know a trader out there that is not doing all these things that is somehow profitable. You have to make sure you're tracking every area of your trading, because how are you expected to even improve if you can't even go back and look at your losses? And if you are sitting at the end of this year and you promise yourself 2025 is my year, and you're sitting here now at the end and you've got nothing to show for it, well, this is a wake-up call for you, because you have to do this. I don't care how bad of a year you had. I don't care what happened in this year and you've not tracked it. You need to go back and go on your bank statements, track every single loss of your challenges, you need to go back through every single trade that you've lost, figure it out, work out where you've lost, review that trade. Because if you don't do this and you've got 2 weeks left, and this is why I'm bringing it out 2 weeks before the new year, is you've got ample time to be able to understand how to go into next year and execute effectively. But if you don't do that, you cannot expect to make progress. So this is proof. And the reason why I do this is because I humble myself. Is because I go, did I reach my goals? I set goals because I fall short. And when I fall short, I need to realise, is this something internal or is it external? And then I can work it out. But I've tracked everything. And the reason why I've tracked everything is because I am analytical, I'm statistical, and that's what top traders are. They don't just go on a whim and they don't just guess. The guesswork doesn't get you anywhere. I realise where I've made mistakes. My overall wins and losses for the year are all in here, and everything's in here. So we're going to go through it now. Challenge fees for this year. I went really hard on challenges. Now, I think overall, I'm currently in 520k's worth of challenges, and I've currently lost or banned on 700k. So I've took over $1 million in challenges this year overall, and that has cost me just over $8,500 or £6,500. As for the overall past challenges, we've got 3 there, but I did also pass these 2. So in theory, the actual refunds are probably more like $2,300 or $3,000. The overall payouts, £21,000, $30k. That's a salary. As for the overall payouts, this is a decent amount. It's not quite what I expected for the year, and obviously with the amount of funding that I've got, I'm expecting to make loads more next year. We're going to go into my 2026 goals afterwards, but I'm sitting there now going, you know what? I'm kind of happy that I've actually gone through this year, where I've somewhat received a salary for my work in trading, and I have, in theory, worked a lot less hours than I would in a job, and I've still made a salary. Look, I was earning just over £10,000 in my old part-time job, so I've doubled that this year through trading, working way less hours. I couldn't even tell you how many less hours I've worked this year. And that's a wrap, really. So past challenges is 5. I've passed 700k's worth of prop firm challenges this year. I've also failed 700k's challenges, which is 6. So overall, my pass rate on challenges this year has been about 45%. And my profit has been about $20,000 after we take away the challenge fees. And this is something that traders don't realise, is that they just think to start with, as they're accumulating capital, they're just going to make 5, 10k payouts and they're going to keep all their payouts. It's not like that at all, because obviously we talk about tax and that's a given at this point, but you're going to also have to put more money into challenges, and then you're going to blow challenges. So putting in a lot of money into the business there, if you're just looking at that money into challenges and overall scale, we're talking what? You're looking at around 30%, over 30% of my profits are going back into the business. That's how I see it in a business mindset and context. Then we're going to go into the overall challenges there. You can see what I've passed and failed. Every green cost has been refunded. Every single red has been a failed challenge, and the ones that are currently in orange are active challenges that I'm still in. So there are the overall challenges there. As we go into the overall year, so every single month I've tracked wins and losses. Obviously, individual reviews of trades are not going to be in this, but I have done 1 win, 7 losses in January, -2R. I did my best month in February, 4 wins, 0 losses. And then I had 2 months where I didn't win at all, -3, -2. May and June were good, 6 and 7. July and August were really bad. And then September, October were really good. November, -5. I haven't took a win since October. This month, I am currently down 1 trade, and I am active in 1 position right now coming into this week. So we're currently looking at, for the year, how did I do? Because my backtesting reflects a 40% win rate. So overall, my totals are 21 wins, 35 losses, 37.5% win rate. So I've somewhat achieved the win rate that is on the backtesting. And this isn't the backtesting that's optimized, because I've got that for the most recent 3 or 4 years. This is the backtesting. When I go on FX Replay and I start trading it, as if I was in the live market, it's about a 40% win rate. Now, it's way higher. It's in the 60s if I was to optimize the backtesting, but that's not realistic. So this is not a number I'm that happy with. But at the end of the day, if I've managed to achieve a salary, in theory, just with that, then I've got so much to improve on. And this is where I see it differently to most traders is, first of all, I've made profit. So I'm doing what 90% of traders can't do. Then I'm also making somewhat of a profit that's about 1.5% a month. On funded accounts, that's really good. And the thing is about this is, I can scale to 50R. I've got another 2.5x amount to progress until I'm satisfied with that yearly return, yeah? So just think about how much more effort and work I can put in to achieve that, and how that results will make me feel down the line. So you've got to look at where you are now, and even if you're doing well, how can you be better? But I'm appreciative of that. And these are all the payouts I've had this year, every single one. Total of 13 payouts overall, with, yeah, some are really big, some aren't that big. Some have been 2 months apart, some have been 2 weeks apart. I think there's some that have even been 3 or 4 months apart. But that is the reality of a funded trader. You're going to see there all the payouts. And I'm hoping next year I'll fill up a full page of these payouts because I've got way more funding now going into 2026. Strengths and weaknesses of my overall year. I gained 8.25x funding from 100k to 125k. This is the second year now in a row that I've had consistent payouts, profitability. I've tracked every single trade. Not many traders are going to show you that, man. And that's the thing, second year of consistency. 2024 was profitable, 2025 was profitable. 2024 in prop firms not profitable, but in the way I actually made profit, then yes. First year I've properly made good money in trading, so I can take so much from that. 13 payouts achieved, which is huge. And I've also kept all the funding from when I first got funded with every single account. Again, how many traders can say that? Less than 1% of prop firm traders, if even that, 0.5%. And this is what I show. I don't show you to get huge payouts. I show you how to consistently build up a consistently profitable method that you can use over year. Over time, you will see the scaling, but in a year or two, it may not seem that apparent. But don't listen to these other traders that are just trying to tell you to quickly pass your challenges, quickly blow your funded accounts, and make sure you get the biggest returns, because prop firms will just ban you for that. Like, prop firms reward traders who get small 1 to 3% payouts consistently and keep under the radar. You don't want to become flagged on a prop firm. At one point I went full time in September. I've held it together. I've had profitable months, I've had negative months. I've not acted upon me not having other sources of income in the way that a stable job would be. I dealt with a 9 trade loss streak. I also had 1 in 13. One win in 13 trades, and I still came back from that. Got my first scale up on the fivers, and I shared every single trade on YouTube. I've shared all the progress on my YouTube. Every win, every loss, every failed challenge, every pass challenge, every payout. The best part about sharing your progress on YouTube and building up that catalogue is investors may see it. I could, in theory, go into a bank and trade because I'm consistent on, maybe not real money, but the idea is that no matter what, even when I scale, I don't blow. I have got a good risk management. That matters more to me. And no one can hate on what I do. And this is why I don't get hate on my channel for the most part, because I don't do anything outside of what you see. So how can you hate? You just can't. Weaknesses though, I'm not going to lie, I've always got to look and reflect on where I've gone wrong this year. There is obviously going to be improvements to be made next year. I traded EU and GU, two very closely related pairs, which has maximised my drawdown at times. And what I do want to do next year is start to bring in the NASDAQ. I believe that's going to be the way forward. Reduce the amount of trades on EU and GU, bring in the NASDAQ, and actually take something in a different asset class, allowing me to still trade higher time frames, but just take that edge off being so strict on the certain assets I trade. Then again, I blew a lot more challenges. I'm more than happy with 50% pass rate, but I do believe that next year I probably won't see an improvement on my overall challenge pass rate because I'm looking to up my risk on the challenges to 2.5% probably. So I'll blow or win them very quickly. Disappointed with the overall total risk to reward for the year. I was aiming 50R, and I think next year I can hit that. But I've had to learn a lot this year. And just when you think that just because you're getting funded, just because you're getting payouts, people look up to you. But I don't feel any more settled in my trading than I did when I was unprofitable, because I'm always looking to improve. I don't really ever feel settled, and I don't think many traders do feel settled in their trading, because you can feel confident on your edge, but you've always got to improve your edge. Trading style and drawdown, I've had too many losses, which comes into the fact I've only traded these two. I need to be more conservative when I start taking losses and review things a lot quicker. I had that weakness from last year, checking the charts too much. I still check the charts too much. I don't act on it, but I just check the charts too much. So I really need to focus on that next year. I think being away and me traveling next year is going to give me a lot of opportunity to stay off the market, which will really help with my psychology, I think. So let's get into the final 2026 goals. Where do I see myself in a year? Because I'm going to be doing this next year, the review. It's going to be the exact same. I want to get 1.6 million funding, and I probably cap myself at that. I want to be with the best prop firms. I don't want to go outside of that. So I'm going to stick to these 5 prop firms at the minute, I believe. 800k extra. I need to double my funding, basically, from where I'm at now. I need 200k of funded next. I need 300k of funding rock. I have 200k in challenges with funding next. I have 200k in challenges with funding rock. I have 100k in challenges with funding pips. I'm not yet funded with funding pips, but I'm looking to get max allocated with them, which I believe is 300,000. Then I can separate into 3 or 4 pots, and this is where the overall payouts come in. And now I'm basing this on a generic risk across all the prop firms because it's the easiest way to do it. But here I'm going to show you exactly, if I kept the funding that I've got, how a full-time wage could come about by achieving these results. A 0.5% risk is a 0.5 overall percentage is 1R. So in theory, yeah, if I make 1R a month on the current funding I've got, $40,000. If I make 2R, $79,000. And this is on average. And I do want to fall next year within the 1.5 to 2% realm. 118k from a 1.5%. And this is after profit split as well, by the way. So this is the overall risk to reward. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, and 4R, because I used to do last year, I did 3, 4, and 5%. I'm not going to hit that. I'm not even going to try and attempt to hit that. I've got enough funding now to just risk low and just aim for these, because every single one of them is a full-time wage that I can live off whilst traveling. So why do I need to worry? I don't. I just need to try and play the game, the long-term game, stack more funding up. And obviously, if I get that and I double my funding by halfway through next year, obviously the amount I need on that's going to be halved again because it's double the funding. 118k, so next year I need to make 36R with the amount of funding I've got now to make 100k in payouts. That's so possible now. So only now, after a year and a half of trading with prop firms, I know I'm ready. 50k in live account, I've not got that yet. I didn't achieve 20k in live account this year either, but I am going to look to put half my payouts into a live account going into next year. It's been a transition phase for me at the minute where I'm obviously looking to move out. I'm also quitting my job, so it's changed a little bit, but I am going to look to compound on a 1 to 3% risk on a live account. And I think that I'm really looking over the next 2 or 3 years to hit that 6-figure live account, which is the overall goal with prop firms. And I always do vouch that. 50R year, I need 4R a month. It's possible. That's about 2% on the funded, which is obviously really good. If I can hit this next year, I'll be doing so well. And I do believe I can do it. And I wouldn't just pick that out of thin air. That was my goal this year, didn't hit it, so I'm going to strive for it next year. I do want to actually go on to FTMO Prime and try and get another 200k funding, which will give me a 90% profit split on a 200k. It's going to take 4 times 4% profits though, which is obviously going to take a while. Maybe I'll hit that next year, maybe I won't. And finally, looking to open up my coaching next year, which is going to be early launch in 2026. Look out for that, guys. But I am looking to transform traders one-to-one. This isn't going to be a huge group thing with 200 students in it. That's not what I'm looking for at all. I don't personally believe that actually helps a trader out. Traders need one-to-one help if that's what they're looking for. And I'm here to obviously facilitate that if they're looking for that. Really, really excited to do this because it's been my dream for years to be able to help traders out. And only now do I feel like I'm actually in the position to help traders out. That is a wrap. 2025 is done. Ready for 2026. Hope this helps you guys transition into 2026 in the best way possible. Take care. See you later. Peace.